What's up, buddy? How's it going, Aid? What are you up to today? How you doing, Holly? See, overview. Wonder why it hid your comment there, Aid. How you doing, Kane Corso? How you doing, Master Shredder? I'm doing pretty good. I had to run to town for a few minutes. I thought I'd hop on do a live for a little bit while I was out here where I got signal. Everybody hear me okay? Well, that's good, sports. Yeah, I'm still not in the grave. I should have been a year and a half ago. Thank you, Kane Corso. Thank you, Aid. Yeah, I should have been in the grave. Happy birthday, Holly. Time's up. Nah, my time's not up. So world's tried to kill me several times. Well, there's my good friend with the childbearing hips, Palmetto prepared. How you doing, Harsh? Today's Holly's birthday, too. Yeah, you can call me a Chad. I don't care. Oh, yes. That ridiculous chin. I don't even know what the hell a Chad is. Young kids, you try to reinvent the English language and then expect people to, I guess, be tolerant of you. I don't know. A Chad, isn't that one of them cartoons where y'all drawing stick figures? Because the skill level has went downhill so much that people can't produce real art. How you doing, Balbox? Oh, a Chad's a good thing. Okay. My apologies. Huh, a boat captain, huh? Well, I'd like to be a boat captain. Confident and capable. Thank you, sir. How you doing, Jill? Hope everything's well for you. I just run to town for a little bit and decided I'd hop on here and do a live stream while I had signal. Yep. Roll on water, keep on rolling. Because I'm inadequate on that side of my face. It's one of the reasons that I'm disabled. It's been like that for years. I qualified for disability for years. It wasn't until I got cancer that I went and filed disability. No, it's not too long of a story. Just, I don't know. I'm just not into that aspect of my life at the moment, I guess. I've had a lot happen over the years, and I got a message to say. Ass. We'll go ahead and show your comment. Huh. Well, I've been an ass. Yeah, I hate wearing a patch. Thank you, Emma J. Yeah, I really hate wearing an eye patch. I'd do anything to have my vision back. Good night, Emma. Sweet dreams. Hi, Sables Thin Ridge. I don't know, for some reason it's not letting me approve that message. Am I able to listen to Michael Jackson? Yeah, I can listen to whatever I want. He's got a couple of good songs. Thank you, Valvox. Absolutely, Holly. What's up, Misfit? Well, that kind of language isn't allowed. A, neck, some whatever you are. So I'm not going to approve your comment. Hey, Palmetto, could you take care of them comments like that? Thank you, Sable. I just didn't know what Chad meant, that's all. So what's everybody up to today? Enjoying your Sunday? I've had a pretty good day. I actually didn't get up till about 1 o'clock today. Went to sleep about 6 a.m. this morning. A travel destination on my bucket. Take these off. It's starting to get dark enough. I don't need them on barbecue. Put it in on your mobility scooter. Cool. Cleaning the rifle. That's awesome. Tell the kid good night, Palmetto. Where'd that comment go about a travel destination? Ran a bar at a dance last night. Hey, Aid, I'm going to make a moderator. There you go, Aid. That way Palmetto don't have to sit there. He's got things going on. Turret for a weed whacker. That's pretty cool. Is it going to be like a DC power or what? That's cool. .48 bolt. That ought to sling some weeds. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Holly. All right, Aid. Well, that's cool. I got me one of them 4 prong blades, kind of like this. And 3 or 4 years ago, I'm going to modify my steel weed eater. It was on my plans a couple of years ago. I got to weed eat it all now. I've got horse weeds that are probably 9-10 foot tall now. Things have sure changed over the last year on YouTube. Year and a half ago, wouldn't have been nothing for me to have 40, 50 people on the live. That were subscribers. One person on here said, oh, you got to keep your religion private over on their channel. And then lo and behold, a bunch of them quit showing up over here. Thank you, Mike. I think that's your name, right? How you doing, Howie? Okay, have a good night, Holly. Hi, Catherine. How are you? See if I can find a place to put this phone so I don't have to sit here and hold it. Yeah, Howie's got some pretty cool stuff on his channel. He goes into all the wild edibles and raising food and stuff like I used to do. I haven't grew a garden for 2 years now. I don't really have a need to grow one. I got plenty of food stored, so I'm not too concerned about it. I'm in northern Missouri, Catherine. Thank you, Holly. My condolences for losing your husband. Get this phone to sit still. I need to get me one of them deals that I can mount to my dash. Need to make one. How you doing, Just Stuff's up north? Hey, I had to restart your sheath, man. I've had to cut that thing apart like 4 times, and it was just getting too many holes in the wrong places, and so I started over with a different concept. I apologize. I'm not going to charge you for it. I know it's taken me, 3 months or better to get it made for you. I've had a lot going on, too. I'm sure he was, Holly. I just got nowhere to put this thing. Maybe that's better. Reposition myself so my knee will hold it better. Yeah, Holly's husband just passed away from cancer. Well, that's cool, Howie. I'd like to be doing stuff like that. I probably will here in probably another month when the temperatures cool down a little bit. We've had a pretty mild summer so far. It's been raining the last couple days. That's helped a lot to keep it cooled down. Highway 71. How you doing, Melinda? Good to see you. I'm doing good, Melinda. How are you? I can't complain about anything. It wouldn't do any good. Well, I have been, Sim Sim. A pit raid or a pirate? I think you meant pirate. Add a Q&A sticker. Best part of waking up. Huh. I don't know what that was. It popped up there on my screen, then disappeared. I haven't done a live stream for probably a year and 4 or 5 months. What's going on, Lawfully? How are you doing? That sounds really good, Howie. I'm planning on being built back enough to get to doing stuff like that again some point in time. I just got a lot of other stuff going on. That's cool. Hope you got it at a good price. Yeah, all my food stores I bought over the years. I haven't bought too much as far as food stores the last couple of years. Well, about the last 4 years, I've been living off a lot of them. I still buy some stuff, buy like chicken breast and peanut butter. But all right, we'll see you, Mike. You have a good night, and God bless you. There's old dog. Hey, boy. Hey, you say hi. You say hi to the people. Yeah, I used to grow marijuana. I still got some that grows here. Comes up. I've got a bunch of it that I used to grow. I got an 18-gallon tote full of it. I don't smoke too much anymore. If I smoke, it's at night to try to help me sleep. I've done a lot of changing in my life over the last year. I call him Old Dog. Yeah, he don't really ever bark much. He makes throat noises. That sounds pretty good up north. Y'all go check out some of these other channels. This stuff's up north. He does a lot of self-sufficiency stuff. I don't get to watch YouTube. I don't watch YouTube that much, so I don't catch everybody's videos anymore. You have a good night, Melinda. About the only meat I eat anymore is chicken breast. Once in a while, I'll get some ground beef from the local locker, but that stuff's right at $10 a pound, so I don't buy much of it. The 93.7. Yeah, those are good names. He's a pit bull Basenji cross. He's my service dog. He's pretty well trained. About the only time I don't, he don't. About the only time he don't listen is if he goes on alert, like especially around other animals. If he feels threatened, he don't like other animals around, especially if they're going to come around me. All right, you have a good night, Howie. Stay safe on your trip. They're not good names. I was planning on going on vacation this last month, but I've had some stuff come up that didn't allow for it, so I didn't go. That's awesome, Catherine. I wish more people would get involved with the Lord and start reading their Bibles. I spent a lot of time studying the Word. Doesn't make a person perfect either. Some people expect Christians to be perfect people, and we're not. How you doing, Nunya? It's good to see you. Thank you, Catherine. You stay safe and God bless you. I got my window down. I keep having mosquitoes bite my left arm. They're hungry. Thanks to all this rain we've got this year, and I'm not complaining about it, but mosquitoes are a whole lot thicker than they usually are. I live on a river, so it's kind of swampy around here anyway. Yeah, because I started talking about the Bible, most of the people I thought was my friends a year ago don't even come around anymore. That and that one guy saying people ought to keep their religion private, so he has a lot of influence on people in that community. I'm going to try to go south this winter, maybe Texas and Louisiana. See how things go. Doesn't do any good to make plans to do anything because it usually don't work out. Something else always comes up. Y'all aren't very talkative tonight. You know, I used to do live streams, the chat would just be rolling. So what y'all want to talk about? I think this whole AI thing's getting out of control. When it broke itself out a couple times here, I, they were earlier this year up north. Uh, I mean, they were thick. I didn't spend hardly any time out in my yard in May and June, part of July. I had to put that spray on to keep ticks off me. I could walk out down to the mailbox and come back, and I'd pull 6 or 8 ticks off of me. Since I had that spine surgery, I don't have like feeling on my back, and so I can't tell they're even crawling on me on my back. That kind of concerned me. How you doing, Outpost? Good to see you. It don't have in the chat which outpost you are. I'm guessing you're probably Michigan Outpost. Is that right? I know like 4 outpost handles on here. Cool. I kind of thought that's which one you was. I think the other ones show up different. It was daylight when I started this thing just a little bit ago. I went to town, come back, and being I'm outside where I got signal, I thought I'd hop on here live stream and see who all was out there. Yeah, the ticks seem to have slacked off a lot in the last, well, since last month. Yeah, it got real hot for about, oh, maybe 2 weeks, and then we got a bunch of rain. And I haven't noticed them that much. Well, that's cool. Got people coming up the highway. Oh, it's one of my neighbors coming home. So you're going to start processing and selling firewood, Outpost? All right, Aid. If I'm off here when you come back, it's good to see you, brother. Hi, Independent. Good to see you, sister. What's up, Rabid? Good to see you. It's only 75 up here. Yeah, there's been a lot of people converting to firewood here the last couple of years. I think the economy's really waking a lot of people up. They need to start changing a few things. Sorry it's dark. Y'all can't see me. I don't want to sit here with the light on. I haven't burnt firewood since I got sick a couple or winter before last. Got down to the point where I couldn't even carry a stick of firewood. That was splitting my spine apart and paralyzed one leg pretty much. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, them little bundles of firewood are kind of expensive at the store. We got a local store that sells them in a little gas station. And they're like, I think they're $8 or $9. Doesn't amount to much more than an armload. I'm probably going to burn some firewood this year. That's mostly what I've been working on is my building. I'm closing off part of it. It's a 3-story building, and I got part of the second floor I'm closing in. I bought me a 1941 camper last year to stay in and just run electric kerosene heater when it got like down real cold, close to zero. That got kind of expensive. I'm gonna build me another time. Oh, I guess I lost contact there. That's a shame up north. Absolutely, security lights are a necessity. I got lights and cameras and alarms, and I've had this place set up like that for years. About everywhere I've ever owned, I've had pretty good security set up. It's just part of my lifestyle. The heat treated, huh? Probably with some kind of toxin, I'm sure. I'd never bought one of them bundles, so I don't know much about them other than seeing the price of them. More than I'd pay for a bundle of wood. There you go. Good security is very important. So I hear a lot of people pontificating about what people need to do and everything, and some of them that I know have no security at all set up at their house. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. I need to do a video review of that knife you sent me. I really like that knife. What's that aid put into security? That's a pretty good profession. With the economy the way it is, I'm going to try my best to be built back enough I can maybe go back to work next year. Yeah, Rabbit's a pretty good Missouri guy. That's a pretty good dog. My dog's a pit bull Basanji cross. I've always raised pit bulls. I was an ADBA registered breeder back in the 90s. I had 47 adult dogs, but I got out of it because back then so many people were against pit bulls. A lot of the towns had bans on them, and then I quit raising them. And it was probably about 5 years or so after that they got popularized, and I never did get back into it. Oh, I'm good on security. Uh, Aid had to go turn his security lights on, so we started talking about it. I got cameras and lights and alarms and manual stuff. I got stuff that I can't put out because it's illegal, but I'm ready. How you doing, Mad Chad? Good to see you. You have a good night's rest. Stay safe out there, rocking the apocalypse. Yeah, anything you want to talk about as far as security, go right ahead, Prep. We should maybe get together and do a live stream sometime. That'd be a pretty good topic to cover. Yeah, mine's real protective of me, but he's just always been raised around me. Uh, he was 11 months old when I got him. He was kind of a rescue. Uh, a local meth whore, she had him, and she got her a new boyfriend. And he didn't like the new boyfriend. Tried to attack him a couple times. The dog has good taste, and they knew that I used to raise pets, and asked me if I wanted him. And they brought him up, and he's got another name. I don't tell everybody on the internet what his name is, but I call him Old Dog on the internet. And they handed me his lead, and I looked down at him, called him his name, and he took right to it. I never had to teach him his name or nothing. And he's very smart. I've just been really blessed with this dog, with the intelligence that he has. I just got him recertified for his service dog paperwork. Absolutely, Mad Chad. I trust him completely, and I don't travel without him. That's an interesting cross. I always found it interesting that God is spelled God and dog is spelled Dog, and I just always found that very interesting because dog's man's best friend. Thank you, Rabbit. Yeah, Rabbit and Mad Chad's both met my dog. Make you another comment there, Rabbit. Absolutely, dog is my co-pilot. Yeah, well, there's you can't beat a well-trained dog. That's something I've always said about if things ever went total shit hit the fan is people don't train their dogs right, and they just bark at everything, and they're just dogs. A lot of dogs just aren't well behaved, and I think that'll be a big security risk for people. Not like they're kids. He's number 5. I think, as far as personal dogs I've raised. They've all been pit bulls. And I've traveled all over the world and all around this country with my dogs, and I've gotten nothing but praises from people on how well behaved my dogs are. Hey, Rabbit, you still in here? There you go. Yeah, she's got a pretty cool dog. I mean, I've never met him, but I've seen pictures of him. Yeah, that's the way mine is, Outpost. He don't bark and make noises, but he has like little throat noises he makes when he's happy or mad, either way. Yep, a lot of people may not realize that. Prep, Missouri. Wow, that's a big dog. Mine only weighs about 65 pounds, probably. Mine hasn't been exposed to a lot of kids in his life. Uh, he's gotten along with all of them except for one. I had one that got right down in front of his face, and I told the kid not to be doing that. And the kid didn't listen. Then the dog just you didn't. I didn't even hear the growl. I felt the vibration through my foot because I had my foot resting on him. And I said, "Did he just growl at you?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, don't sit in front of him and don't touch him." And the kid, right after I said that, reached over to touch the dog, and the dog lunged at him. And there was a lead rope on him. That's the only reason why that kid's still got a face. And I didn't have to kill anybody that day because somebody would have tried to shot my dog, and that would have not went well for anybody. That's the way mine are, Mad. They're pretty dated. I don't know if I got any back to the 90s, but they're probably at least 10 to 15 years old. I used to use them quite a bit. I haven't used them much the last several years. Glow sticks. I got them in every pack, every kit, every container. My big tote that I carry here in my rig, it's got several in there. Yeah, I was wondering about that a while back, Matt, if mine even still work. And I was going to get them out and check them. Just things haven't worked that way here the last little while. That's important to check things like that. I've gotten kind of behind on doing that routine maintenance on stuff. I don't have a main topic, Prep. Just throw it out there if you got something. That was a good use for them up north. Some of the ones I've got I bought years ago are shaped like football, like a little football. I got them at like Dollar Tree or somewhere. Yeah, I didn't really come on with a topic. I'd run to town while I was out here. I decided where I got signal. I decided to hop on for a little bit. I got to keep an eye on what my battery life is. I'm doing good at 69%. My charger here in my rig doesn't keep up when I'm on a live stream. This last winter, I'd hop out here in the vehicle so I could get on Mad Chad's panel, and it didn't do a real good job keeping up. It would put enough juice in there I could stay on for quite a while, but it didn't keep up. Huh. I've never done any ice fishing. It's something I'd like to try someday. I've watched a lot of videos of people doing it. Looks fun. I really don't know how long I could stay out there. Since they rebuilt my spine and my hip after the cancer, I seem like cold weather just really seizes my body up. I'm not complaining. It's just one of them things I'm going to have to deal with. Yeah, I'd love to do some ice fishing. That's one of the few probably outdoor activities like that I haven't done. I don't know if y'all can hear the neighbor dog yapping. He's probably about 100 yards away. They keep their dogs out in a pen. They stay in a pen all the time. I don't, I mean, to each their own, but I wouldn't want a dog in a pen all the time. That's kind of a bad way for a dog to live, I think. Back years ago when I raised pit bulls, I had a bunch of them. They were all on log chains. And I think about it now, and that must have just been a really bad existence for all of them. I feel kind of bad about it. That's pretty cool up north. I kind of figured you done some ice fishing too. You're from Michigan, aren't you? You're all set up. uh, that's kind of like a home away from home. I was looking at getting a snowmobile back in the 90s. We was getting a lot of snow back in the 90s. We haven't had a lot of snow here the last 20 years, not like we used to get. I got what you mean. How you doing, Lucas Carter? I feel you on the broken spine. I just had mine rebuilt uh, in April last year. I had a tumor in my spine that was splitting it apart. Kind of messed me up for a while. Couldn't even walk. Does fiberglass hold heat better than a wooden one, Rabid? I'll keep you in prayer, Lucas Carter. Lucas Carter. I feel you. I'm very thankful to be here. I only had a 10% chance of living in April last year. and I couldn't walk. They couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I went through MRIs, CAT scans, X-rays, and it finally got so bad they finally caught it. And I had a broken hip and a broken femur, and there was a tumor in my. Thank you, Matt. There was a tumor in my hip, and I guess the fractures weren't big enough. They weren't seeing them before, and that tumor got big enough that it started spreading things apart. So I had my hip rebuilt like three weeks or so after my back, after my spine. I gotta give God all the credit though. He's always instilled in me to be one that keeps on going. And thank you, Mad Chad, for the encouragement you gave me back then. A lot of people weren't very encouraging. They just kept telling me get a hold of my bootstraps, and they just didn't understand the level of pain I was in, what was going on. But you never talked to me like that, and I appreciate it. Amen, Lucas. How you doing, Haunted? Good to see you. Hadn't seen you for a while. Of course, I don't hardly ever put out videos anymore. I upload some of my favorite Christian songs. I guess that's not everybody's cup of tea. That's all right. You're in the hospital for a bit. If you don't mind telling me publicly, let me know what that is. I'll keep you in prayer. If not, I'll keep you in prayer anyway. I understand wanting to keep things private. Yeah. Yeah, the sun was still out when I started a little bit ago. As soon as the weather, probably in the next month, I'm going to start camping more. I was wanting to do it this summer, but it was just hot. The ticks were so bad earlier this year. I just didn't even want to deal with all of it. Had no desire for it. Do, buddy. Sorry to hear that, Haunted. I'm pretty protective of my feet anymore. Just because that's the kind of things that can happen now. And I, well, that's a good deal, Prep. I don't know if you want me to call you Prep Missouri or by your real name or by the name you used to go by. That's a pretty good tip. I've never tried it. I take apricot seeds for the cancer. I haven't done any cancer treatments since February, and I started doing apricot seeds. That's kind of the way I look at it, Haunted. It's a test. All right, I'll call you Roger. That's what I'm used to calling you. I don't have to stop and keep catching myself. Yeah, that's what I ordered was the bitter ones. They came from Turkey. You're supposed to only take like 6 a day because B17 is really cyanide and all that. Yeah, Rabbit, if you want, you can share Prep Missouri's link too. You can share anybody's link that you see there if you want to. I'm not telling you you have to, but I know a lot of channels go through and make everybody a sub or everybody a moderator, and I'm not going to do that. I've found that YouTube people can be fickle sometimes, so I'm careful who I hand a wrench to. Amen. I've stood pretty solid since they diagnosed me with cancer. That God was going to heal me of it. And I've left it in His hands mostly. Well, I've never spit on the dirt and healed myself, but I've taken a lot of things to the Lord in prayer and had prayers answered. That's okay, Rabbit. You can share your channel too. Yeah, it kind of gives me a little bit of hope. People waking up. America needs to turn back to where we started from. I don't know if y'all can hear the dog panting. I got the window down. I had to roll his window down, maybe. When I say I say sometimes I fear for where this country's heading, it's not like I'm scared of it. It's just, you know, I fear for a lot of people out there. Not in a I'm scared kind of way. None of the stuff scares me. I can't really say I've been scared throughout this whole time of having cancer. When they first diagnosed me, it kind of shook me up for a couple weeks there. I was pretty sure I was on my way out until I let it all sink in and everything. And uh, it's been a positive experience for me. No, sir, Roger, I'm doing pretty good. run out of money, I've got years worth of beans and rice and wheat. I don't eat the beans or eat the rice and wheat anymore, but I can barter it if I need to. And if I'm not growing a garden, I got a whole truckload of wild edibles that grow around here. Yeah, a lot of people are going the wrong way, it seems like. It's like a lot of people don't even know how to treat other people anymore. And, you know, that's not even a Christian issue. That's people in general. I've seen so many people over the last couple of years that and friend, and next thing you know, they were hating on them, and just because they didn't agree with something that, you know, was a personal thing with them. If it ain't affecting my life, I don't really care. Amen. Love one another. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm kind of considering if it's possible for me traveling south for the winter. I don't know that it'll work out for me, but it's one of my plans, A through Z. I was going to travel a lot this summer, and it just didn't work out for me. I had other things come up, several other things. I got the hiccups. I'm native to South Carolina, and this 1941 Royce camper that I bought, I was thinking about taking it down to my brother's and staying down there for a while, but that hasn't worked out yet. Here comes an Amish buggy. I'd show it to you if it was daylight. Might be able to hear it go by. Clip clopping on the highway. Ain't that the truth, haunted? God changes our plans a whole lot. That's why I say plan A through Z, one of the reasons, because he's good for changing plans. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. He's got me right where he wants me. As long as I stay obedient and listen. I know any time that I went the other way and decided to go someplace on my own, it didn't work out for me. Yeah, they started moving in here about 2003, but they have totally populated this area. Yeah, an Amish buggy. I just looked up my county's population density a couple nights ago. It'd been probably at least 6-7 years since I looked it up, and it was kind of going up, and it from 7% to 8% population density, and it's dropping down now. We've lost also it's 300 people out of this county in the last few years. We're back down to just a little over 7 population density. It's not a very populated area at all. Pretty good place to be. I live in a little hamlet on a river. It used to be a town years ago. It was unincorporated back in the 70s. There might be 50 people that live here. I've lived here 26 years. I moved here for the whole aspect of being a survivalist, just for the security aspect of having other people to watch my back. I was married to my first wife at that time. Thank you up north. You stay safe and God bless you. Y'all have a good night up there. Since 2003, when they moved here, they built up a bunch of communities in this area, and not all necessarily this county, the surrounding counties. Yeah, the largest Amish community is south of me about an hour, Jamesport, Missouri. They've been there for a long time. I've got quite a few Mexican friends, and the Amish have been moving in real heavy into Mexico too. Yeah, that's what they done here. Between them and the out-of-town hunters, they drove the price of land up here ridiculously. Yeah, community is I just posted a picture on my community tab. You know, that's where people ought to be building community, is where they live with their neighbors and stuff. A lot of this online community stuff is bullshit. I'm not saying you can't meet good people and make friends on the internet, but I think most of the this online fantasy of building community is bullshit. I moved here 26 years ago, and I mean, it wasn't, the people here didn't get along. There was a lot of drama here when I moved here, amongst, for it being no bigger town. A lot of people talking trash about each other. What's up, Tactical Muffin Top? And I've hammered on them and talked to them, and finally got the message across, and a lot of the drama's gone. People have learned to get along, regardless of their differences. We had one family move in here in 2006, and I'm gonna have to hold off on reading the chat so I can talk. They stirred a lot of problems. They just moved out of here last year, and they burned every bridge that they've ever been around. I mean, that they can. It's just they cause trouble everywhere, and pretty much the whole county knows what they are now. They moved over probably about 15 miles from here, bought a place more out in the country, and they got neighbors across the highway from them. And within 2 months, they were at it with their neighbors across the highway. Yeah, some of this mindset came with the uh, us older folks. Well, I believe in treating people the way you want to be treated, and some people grasp that concept and other people don't. A lot of people get this whole dog eat dog mindset in their head, and it's pretty hard to change them. Everybody, I won't say everybody, a lot of people in this country are out to, oh, they want on the track of popularity or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty thankful I've been the example I should have been all these years. As I've seen a big turnaround in the way the I'll call the native people here in my little hamlet act towards each other now. Yeah, it's a shame all them mills closed down in this country, though. Like I said, I'm from South Carolina, and there used to be a lot of paper mills and uh, sewing mills. Most of them are gone now. All right, I'll swing over in a little bit. Tactical. I I'm sitting out in my vehicle right now. I went to town, had good reception, and thought I'd hop on here live while I had some reception. I might have to get off here in a little bit and go in and eat something. Muffin Top does scenarios pretty regular over on his channel if you like following along on scenarios. Yeah, I got to keep my blood sugars regulated. They're kind of high right now. According to the medical field, they're high. I actually feel better whenever they're up higher. When they get down to where they say they're supposed to be at, my vision gets blurry and I just feel like crap. Let's see what this says. All right, you have a good night, Roger. I'm just real glad that it's not up in the 90s. I think we've got a couple more days of it coming, but over the next week it's supposed to be in the 80s. That building that I live in, a 3-story building, it gets really hot. I have to have 2 fans blowing on me. Yeah, when you got 2 fans blowing on you and the thermometer in the house says 92, you know it's hot. It's just blowing hot air. that's usually when I go in and take me a shower. I'll get a quart jar with some water in it and pour it over a dog with my hand cup, rub it all over him, help keep him cool. He's getting old like me. I lost a dog in 2018. I had him and a female, but she was old. She was like 14. And it got really hot that year. Memorial Day, it was like 97. And I'd just told the neighbor a few days before that I didn't think she was going to make it very long because the heat, she'd just get to breathing so hard and heavy. She was kind of overweight. And I got up and when I come back that year, I this building wasn't up, and I didn't have anything to really live in. And I went to start working on the building, went back a couple hours later, and she was laying over there dead. Well, they were biting on me a little bit ago. I haven't had any bite me here for a little bit, but the mosquitoes are thick this year from all the rain we've been getting. Yeah, she was a good old dog. She is very protective of me too. But when she passed away, I had old dog, and he was younger then, but I wasn't giving him as much attention as he needed, really. And after she passed away, it opened the door for me and him to bond better, and it's really been beneficial as far as him. Yeah, like I said, he's number 5 as far as personal dogs that I've raised. I've had to bury a few. It always sucks. Yeah, I think the oldest pit bull I've ever had, that's all I've ever had, made it to 14. That was that female I was just telling you about. And they usually die between the ages of 8 and 12. And I lost one to cancer. But this one here, he's doing real good. He's 13 now. He might be 14. I can't remember. But he's doing real good. I think that Basanji blood in him might give him a little more lifespan. Or the graceful hand of God, one of the two. I don't think I'm going to lose him anytime soon. He's pretty healthy. Still pretty active. Yeah, I'm hoping, I'm not looking to die, but I hope My time and his time all ends about the same time. Yeah, they're really good dogs if you raise them right. They got a bad reputation back years ago because a lot of the wrong people uh, had pit bulls. They were a lot of the breeding process was inbreeding them, and you inbreed them, it brings out the aggressive traits. People were doing that so they could fight them, and for that aggressive trait, where they just want to bite everybody. And I never bred mine that way. My males and females weren't related. But thankfully, some good people out there started breeding them, and pit bulls have gotten a pretty good name in the last 20 years. Yeah, if I go before him, my brother's going to get him, and I know my brother will take good care of him. I don't count on anything other than the day that I have anymore. Thankful for it. And yeah, so I don't put a lot of stock in plans anymore. I mean, I, I don't know if that's a complete accurate statement, but it is. I mean, you know what I mean? It's yeah, he's over there making snoring noises. Oh, now he's back to panting. I'm gonna finish this cigarette and then I'm gonna head in the house, head in the building. I gotta park my car, my truck, my SUV, whatever it's called. I want to get another transmission for my K5 Blazer. It went down on me just right when I started going to the doctor when I got sick. It had a busted flywheel. The bell housing had come loose. I just had that transmission built like 4 or 5 years ago, and the bell housing came loose, broke the flywheel, knocked the pump out of the tranny. A neighbor and a good friend of mine come over and changed the flywheel and put it back together, and it wouldn't move. So you too, Lucas. God bless you, and you have a good evening. Enjoy your supper. I've been working on quitting smoking. I enjoy a good cigarette, but Guess I haven't fully put my mind to it yet. I used to smoke Camels for years, and then I changed and I went to L&M Turkish Blend for that flavor. And it's hard. All that stuff's gotten just so high priced. And I rolled my own for a lot of years, and my machine messed up last year. And I found this other brand called Crown Golds, and they've got that flavor like the L&M Turkish Blend, that Turkish flavor. I kind of like them. How you doing, Palmetto? You're just in time. I'm getting ready to get off here in just a few minutes. Well, that's a blessing. I'm glad you got somebody to read stories to. Hopefully your package will make it there soon. I've never seen the black ones from Canada. Well, those are pretty good stories. All right, we'll see you, Rabbit. You have a good evening. God bless you. Yeah, the other package I mailed out, it arrived yesterday, so. Well, I'm going to hop off here, y'all, and everybody have a good evening. God bless y'all, and thank you for coming by. Y'all stay safe, and I'll holler at you next time. As soon as I figure out and remember how to shut these live streams down. See, do I hit the X? Yes. See y'all later.